Hey everyone, Token Dave over here, the dorky token black guy who's just trying to get by. And welcome to another edition of The Lowdown. Here, I give a quick review of a recent movie that has just come out, and today I'm going to give you all the lowdown on Avengers-Infinity War. For years, the elusive figure known as Thanos has stood behind the scenes trying to locate all 6 Infinity Stones. After discovering the concrete location of majority of them, Thanos has finally made his presence known, causing Earth's heroes to join forces with other heroes throughout the galaxy in a desperate attempt to stop the Mad Titan from obtaining all 6 Infinity Stones and averting a catastrophe of universal proportions. This movie is an enigma to me. I left it feeling satisfied and enjoyed it. However, there were some things that I was really conflicted about that I couldn't put my finger on, and upon reflection, I discovered why. Now, before anyone else says anything, this has nothing to do with adaptation issues or comic book related issues. Because, quite frankly, there were a few nods to the actual comic, which I actually enjoyed, which I will go into when I do my AA. However, the spectacle of 10 years of build-up, well, really 6 years if you're just counting because this has been built up since Avengers, but the life of the MCU, with them even putting that in the title, I don't think it meant it. Now, it's not saying that this movie is bad, because this movie is really good. You know, for a huge ensemble cast, nobody at all was out of place. Everyone was utilized to the best effect, and everyone brought their A game. No one got left out in the dust, and hardly anyone outshined anyone else or had way too much screen time. Action sequences were amazing, and when the movie flowed, it flowed effectively well. Josh Brolin as Thanos is awesome. One of the better MCU villains. I don't consider him top tier. I do consider him highly effective. To top it off, the Guardians of the Galaxy were the show stealers. Now, even though I know it might sound contradictory, but they got their fair due of time on screen, but it was much more effective, and the way everything was pulled off was so well with them. However, I had a few issues. Number one, things got predictable and fairly quick. You know, with everything we found out about what these gems can do for not only the length of the MCU timeline, but even what was explained within the movie, I'm sorry, some of these things, it's like, you didn't see this coming, you didn't see this happening. I will admit that basically, if I was in that situation, I would have been tricked, because, you know, there are some things that I explained within the movie that you can understand why some people fell for some things, but as an audience member on the outside looking at this, I'm like, oh, I can see where this is going. The pacing was kind of off. When it got going, but when it dragged, oh, did it drag. You know, they had, and I understand that they were supposed to have some slow moments to, you know, get the feel of the peril, but geez, I mean, you could have done your timing a little bit more effective. Also, I really felt that we focused on one character a little too long, that some of their journey could have been cut out, and, you know, it could have made the runtime a lot smoother. This particular quest, while it was important, some of that detail didn't need to be there. In addition, I will say that while this movie took some risk, they kind of stopped short. You know, I really felt that if you're going to go here, you're better off going all the way, and they kind of did it, you know, which was disappointing. And for me, my biggest complaint is this movie doesn't feel like it stands on its own very well. We all had early reports that this movie was supposed to be divided into 2 parts, and they decided not to do that. But when the next movie comes, I really feel that basically both of these movies will be just one really long movie. Despite these complaints, we get great action. We get the darkest MCU movie which I'm so happy because I'm tired of everyone saying, oh, Marvel is all bright and cheerful, while DC is dark and broody, where Marvel has always been really dark. They actually took the darkness first in comics. So I'm glad about that. I'm glad about the character interactions. I am so happy that the Guardians stole the show. While they got equal timing, their interactions for all of them were just priceless. You know, all that and a great villain, you know, are what make this movie rank high for me. However, I will say that some of the pacing, some of the predictability, and the fact that this movie really does feel like it needs to be joined by someone else, something else, and the fact that it didn't go far enough with the risks they had, I have to say that Avengers-Infinity War is slamming. It's still good, but this should have been amazeballs, and it had the opportunity to. Agree? Disagree? Drop me your comments below. Give me a like. Follow me on Facebook at Token Dave or on Twitter at Token Dave 80. Subscribe and ring that bell so you know when new video loads. But until then, this has been Token Dave, the dorky token black guy who's just trying to get by. I'll catch all of you later.